Do you look at smaller driver programs, ones that run completely out of pocket, small media outlets? If so, what could a smaller program offer K&N that they don't really have?
Well, actually, we do. I would say a majority of our programs are smaller programs. Like I'm telling you, we've got 45 plus here this year, and I would say that most of the people on here wouldn't recognize half of them, right? Because they are not. I sponsor a lawnmower racer. I've been sponsoring him for like 12 years. He races lawnmowers. You know what he does though? He does a great job. He creates his content. It's a little bit more unique. He uses our product, and he ends up in those places that really help fill in those niches. And when it comes to the content fill and his reach is not great, say, but the events he goes to and the things that he does, those are great. He gets, the US LMRA, if anybody's ever heard of that, United States Lawnmower Racing Association. They've been around forever. They do a great job. They're a very family, wholesome thing. They don't have a media package. They don't do any of the things, but they do a lot of events that are at, they tour over and they do 60 plus events per year racing, 60.
Wow.
Okay. From a lawnmower racing, and they do like county fairs. So those are big pieces, and they offer us something that's more of a crossover, again, to the point where we talk about the enthusiast, right? So their exposure is different than the signage. It's different, whatever. What they're doing is they're bringing our brands out to a consumer, but it's, again, through that influence. It's not necessarily going, hey, I've got this big sign, right? Come look at this big K&N logo on the side of it, but they don't know what it actually is. They don't know what the product is connected to it. I mean, it could be a whistle that we're selling versus an air filter. They wouldn't know the difference. So when they go out to those events and they're talking to those consumers, and the consumers see those pieces and they see those products, that's what makes that partnership impactful. And so I would say that a majority of the partners that we work with are on the smaller end. We have a lot of product-based sponsorships, and a lot of those, I would say that we don't have one product sponsorship, or I'm sorry, one monetary sponsorship that did not start in a product format of some way. Not that it wouldn't, but currently where we have, even somebody like we referred to earlier, Vaughn Gittin Jr., we were his very first sponsor on his car back before he drove Ford. And I won't say that because I don't want to get him in trouble, but he worked in IT, and he just did this personal agenda, and he had a little bit more charisma. And it was one of those pieces that I thought, hey, this guy can really do something with what he's got going on. He filled an area that we were just starting to explore, was drifting. And you're talking, this is 17 years ago, right? 17 years ago, who thought drifting would even be a thing, and who would think it would still be going today? But he found that. And so we took a chance, worked with him. And now, again, he's one of our biggest partners. But again, it's not because of the sport, not because of what he worked in. When he started back then, it was a program that nobody really knew what it was about. It's an entertainment version of motorsports, right? It's a judge competition, not a time competition.
And I saw Vaughn at King of the Hammers. He was not drifting. He was racing off-road trucks, rock crawlers. And, I know this is probably the question everybody's is curious on the lawnmower racing. Where do you sit, and how do you put your foot down without getting your leg chopped off? I don't quite get the lawnmower racing thing, but no.